course, in the Hollywood Hills, as you may have noticed, where no gas stations, no markets, no anything up there. It's not where we were at. Here on your right is the Rock and Roll Ralphs. It was the only Ralphs that sold guitar picks and gun and drumsticks. Back in the 80s and the 90s, you were almost guaranteed to see a rocker in there. Guns N' Roses and the Motley Crue had a food fight in there once. I call this area Hollywood reality. Because everybody who lived over here or moved over here had hopes and dreams of being rich and famous. Then reality set in. Other folks learned the hard way that you just can't come to Hollywood and get famous. You got to have some talent. You got to practice. Right here, the Guitar Center on the right is the Rock Walk of Fame in the lobby. You can see the ground there is handprints in the cement of rock stars. They're all with their bands, like Led Zeppelin is all together, Quiet Riot all together. So that's a pretty cool thing to see. And they got autographed guitars they're starting to bring back out. They got like over 30 inside. Stevie Ray Vaughan, Eric Clapton, the Van Halen brothers. Coming up on the right is going to be the Backpack Boys. It's a cannabis store, but they're noted for having beautiful murals. And over at this location is no different. You're going to see 5 ladies. They're all deceased, unfortunately, but they all had beautiful voices. Amy Winehouse, Selena, Aaliyah, Whitney Houston, and Left Eye from TLC. So that's going to be right here to your right, the second building. Harmony Gold is a music studio on the corner. They do voiceovers, theme songs, and commercials. The late Luther Vandross got discovered here by Roberta Flack. They were both doing television commercials, the jingles, and she heard him and heard him in the background singing for her. That's right here. And here's the Backpack Boys, the mural. I call this the slasher neighborhood. If I had time, we'd zoom through here. But this is Genesee Avenue. In the movie, this called Elm Street. To the left is the Freddy Krueger house. It's in the middle of the block. Also, the house Johnny Depp was in, because that was his first movie. He was right across the street from the Freddy Krueger house. Here, the next block over is going to be Orange Grove, and on the right is 3 houses from the movie Halloween. Whenever you see that, no turns or no turns from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., it's always something cool down there. When they got the no tour buses, or something really cool down there. Over on the left, the round copper glass building, that's the Directors Guild of America. That's the union for your Hollywood directors. The building is designed to look like movie canisters of movie film. They have theaters inside the big guilds, like the Writers Guild, and the Directors Guild, and the Actors Guild, and they show films year-round that's going to be out like next year and the year after that, and it's up for awards like the Cannes Film Festival and Sundance, and even for your Oscars. And the people with a vote will vote on them to see which ones they like. So they know who's going to win these awards at least a year ahead of time. People who are members of the union could just come in and watch movies whenever they want, or watch film themselves. They have soda and overpriced hot dogs, just like the real movie theater. Here on the right across the street, is the Laugh Factory. This is one of the big 3 comedy clubs. We only going to see the Laugh Factory and the Comedy Store. The Improv is going to be 6 blocks away on Melrose. Right here is where Michael Richards, or Kramer, got in trouble for his over excessive usage of the N-word. I don't think, he's racist, nothing like that. It was comedy. At the time, comedy was the last place you can do blue humor. So you can, nobody cared. Black people are just as hard on a white audience when they feel like dealing with a heckler. But now, somebody, I think, videotaped his set and posted it online. And those people didn't come to hear comedy. They just saw some inflammatory speaking, and he caught the worst of it. But there's some comedians that go way overboard. Did I mention Andrew Dice Clay? He make Michael Richards look like Bill Cosby.
That's fun.
Right here to your right, that's the Chateau Marmont. The actor comedian John Belushi passed away there back in 1982. He and Robert Williams worked for Mark within his bungalow partaking in a controlled substance. And a lady who brought him the controlled substance gave him a hot shot and accidentally OD'd him. Right here, just eyeing Lindsay Lohan tore up her SUV. She took it out right there. Across the street, that used to be a women's club called Chippendales, and that's still there. This one, the Body Shop. Demi Moore did the dance at the striptease in that club right there. On the left, that tall building, that's a hotel that was in the show Lucifer. If you guys watched that, that would be the Lux in the show. This hotel, the Penthouse, a nightclub. Well, it's the Sunset Towers in real life. This is a real train car that's been converted into a restaurant. That's Corney's Restaurant. Up in the hill, the house right there is Elton John's house to your right. It's right there. This is the Saddle Ranch. This is a great place to eat. This is a steakhouse. They call it a chop shop. They'll chop up a whole cow, put her on your plate. They use 6 onion rings for garnishment. It's beautiful. And right behind that door is a mechanical bull they'd be happy to throw you off of. So it'll be open in a little while.
Happy to throw you off of.
And here is the Comedy Store on the right. There's where Sam Ginnison and Andrew Dice Clay met. The Comedy Store owns 3 houses in the back of the Comedy Store. And the comedians who are from out of town get on their feet. And that orange house there, Sam and Dice were roommates. Wow. That's how they met. They were good friends until Sam got a movie deal first and Dice got jealous. Richard Pryor used to work out near George Carlin, worked out in there, so did Rodney Dangerfield. It used to be the only comedy club on the Strip. It was founded by Sammy Shore, Pauly Shore's father, back in 1963. He actually bought it from Red Fox. Red had income tax problems and had to sell it or he was going to lose it anyway. Before then, it was, what do you call those? I keep forgetting the name of them. But Sammy Davis Jr. used to perform there, and Desi Arnaz performed in there. I forget what you call those type of nightclubs back in the 50s and the 40s. But it wasn't speakeasies, it was something else. Speakeasies was like what you call an underground club after hours. This was just, I almost had it in my mind. Supper club, I guess. Stupid. Well, she couldn't change lanes. There was nothing on side of her. She just gonna prevent him from trying to turn. He should have just stayed where he was at. Let no girl or no car convince you to go put your life on the line because they impatient. Over in here, if you look over to the right, that flesh tone building, that's Kim Kardashian's store, Skims. Right next to it is going to be another Mills Diner. In this Mills Diner, Robert De Niro and what's his name? Al Pacino did the scene from Heat. They did Rush there too. They did several movies there. That's the one I know. Somebody was impatient. So here's Skims right here to your right, and then here's the Mills. And on the left is going to be the Oppenheimer Real Estate Group. So if you ever watched the show Selling Sunset, they film it right here at the Oppenheimer Real Estate Group on the left. We're coming up on the former cartoon corner. They used to pay homage to animation and animators over here. There was a museum that housed the cartoons or the animation stills and things like that, but it didn't survive COVID. There's a statue here on the left corner of Rocky and Bullwinkle. Book Soup is right across the street on the left, 2 doors up. A lot of animators will have book signings right here. Stan Lee used to be here a lot. Supreme on your right in the skateboard store. That's former Tower Records. Here on your left, you got the Viper Room right here.
That's where.
This is formerly owned by Johnny Depp. River Phoenix actually passed away right in front of the front door right there. Here on the right is the Whiskey A Go-Go. Over 40 bands came out of the Whiskey, including Aerosmith, Quiet Riot, Guns N' Roses, Motley Crue. Even the Doors came out of the Whiskey. Ladies, if you want to know what to get your man for Christmas, right here to your right. So you go pick up the Ferraris and the Bentleys, and Mustang Comas, and all the classic cars as well. You got the Roxy, the oldest rock club on the strip right here on your right. David Geffen started it in 1955. You know, that's where they did it. Rainbow Bar and Grill was the former Mermaid Bar and Grill. That's where Joe DiMaggio met Marilyn Monroe, where Judy Garland got proposed to as well. It was a hangout of John Lennon. Right here, Doheny Drive. This is where Holly Berry had her hit and run accident.
Yeah.
She was headed northbound up Doheny, ran a red light crossing Sunset, struck a young lady, and her car went into Gil Turner's liquor store. That storefront used to be glass until that happened. So I'm guessing there's probably some reinforced studs and some heavy steel. Next time somebody busted up in this phone.
Hey,
knock off some stucco. So we're leaving Hollywood, headed back into Beverly Hills, making our way into Santa Monica.